Hi, and welcome to another edition of Learn to Lead with Stoneybaby from Big Crits. Today we're going to talk about communication. Communication is the first of my 3 core principles. It's the first for a reason because it's the most important. I can look back on so much of guild drama that I've dealt with, whether as an officer in another guild or the GM of my own guild, and attribute, I would say, the majority of the drama that I've had to deal with to communication issues, whether it's a lack of communication or a lack of communication. Not having proper communication is the single greatest downfall and leads to and opens yourself up and your guild up to drama and to problems. The first thing that you should communicate are your guild rules. You need to let people know what you expect of them and what they can expect from you. If you're not sure what sort of guild rules to have, or maybe you want to see what some other guild rules look like from some other guilds, I'll provide a copy of Big Crits guild rules to go along with this video. So you can see what rules I've set out for Big Crits and what I communicate to our guild members. And to be honest, they're not 100% original for myself either. You don't need to reinvent the wheel to write guild rules. And if you have guild rules, take a look and see what some other people out there are doing. The next big thing for communication are forums. Everybody has forums. But do you have active forums? You can't get every single person to use the forums. You can't get every single person to get on the forums and post on the forums. Fact is, have forums and set the example of being that person who is posting and replying and always involved in the forums. As an officer or as a raid leader, you should always be on the forums, monitoring the forums and understanding what's going on. And then if you want to encourage people to be on the forums, well, you just talk about it all the time. Continually reinforce, this was on the forums, go to the forums, check this out on the forums, here's what we have on the forums. Just constantly reinforce the forums. Have your strategy discussions on the forums, put your guild rules on the forums, have some fun sections on the forums, whatever works. Just have forums and constantly encourage people to be on the forums and make sure that you are also on them and reading them and staying on top of them. Another strategy to communicate with your guild on a regular basis are to have guild meetings. Set up a once a month, on the same day of every month, set up the guild meeting, and it doesn't need to be a long meeting. It could be half an hour, it could be 45 minutes. Just talk about what's happened since the last guild meeting. And guarantee you there are things that have happened. Somebody important had left, something had changed in game, a strategy had changed, there was a big blow up about something or another. Talk about it, bring it out in the open. Hey, you know what, this is what happened. You know, we've all kind of like talked it out and hashed it out, but just wanted to bring it up with you guys and let you know this is officially where we stand as officers. This is what we feel about it. We hope that you can see our perspective on it. Are there any questions? And just open the field up for questions and have a discussion. But you set up those guild meetings and it's a great place for everybody to just jump in, see everybody else that's in game and just hear your voice and hear what you have to say and for you to be able to get your message across about whatever's important to the guild for that month. The next thing you should do is you should make sure that you yourself are accessible to your guild. You want your guild to know that if they have a problem, they can bring it to you and you'll listen to them, you'll understand what the problem is, and then if there's something you can do about it, you'll go about doing it and resolving their problem. And the way that I always phrase it to my guild is, I can't solve a problem that I don't know about. So if you have a problem, bring it to me. I want to hear about it. So encourage your guild that if they have problems, to bring them to you. This hopefully becomes a proactive step where instead of it just boiling and festering and nothing gets done about it and everybody's just talking back and forth to each other and then it blows up on the forums or it blows up one night in raid, if you can get out ahead of the problem and understand what those issues are and address them, then you're going to save yourself a lot of trouble down the road. And the biggest part of communication are setting expectations and then following up with people about those expectations. Every single person, regardless of their rank in the guild or their tenure in the guild, should know what you expect of them. That is of the utmost importance. And it doesn't have to be insane or crazy. I'll give you an example. Big Crits' big 3 expectations are 1, play your class well, 2, play well with others, and 3, show your commitment to the guild. Every single person is expected to uphold those 3 expectations. Another important area for communication are with your initiates. You want your initiates to know where they stand, and this is actually an area where I have definitely dropped the ball as far as communication goes. I am not as good at this as I would tell you to be, so do as I say and not as I do, I guess. you should set up a review period with every initiate. So maybe if your initiate period, say, is 4 weeks, after 2 weeks, you should say, hey, you've been here for 2 weeks, let's talk. How's it going? What do you think? You having fun? What do you like? What don't you like? And then listen to what they have to say, and then you can have the opportunity to tell them, this is what we like, this is what we don't like, here's what you need to improve, and here's what you're doing right, keep up the good work. So we didn't have time to get to the Q&A this week. I had a lot to cover with communication, and what we're going to do is every other week we're going to do the Q&A section. So next week we're going to do the Q&A for the questions that you asked from the previous episode and from this episode. The following week we're going to continue with my 3 core principles of leadership. So thanks for watching. I hope that you learned something. Please ask your questions either in the comments to the video or the comments on the website where you're watching this. Feel free to catch me on Twitter. Get me at Stoneybaby, on Facebook, Rich Stoneybaby, or of course on YouTube. My YouTube channel is Big Crits Guild. Make sure that you like this video. Subscribe to the Learn to Raid website here if you haven't already, and subscribe to Big Crits Guild if you haven't already. This is Stoneybaby, and now your hits.
So good. I just didn't feel like playing anymore. So I went home and I got all comfy and cozy and all scrunched up in front of my phonograph.